This is Barnstable Today for Wednesday, February 4th. Welcome aboard. I'm Kevin Friel. And keep in mind that the meetings we cover are available for your viewing pleasure on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
A municipal update from Assistant Town Manager Tom Lynch is our focus today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Len Gobeil.
Recently, I had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Lynch about the upcoming Town Council session, the Town Manager's e-newsletter, and the Mass Municipal Association's annual summit at the State House.
Starting right off on the agenda is an update from the Barnstable County Commissioners Group. Could you speak on that?
Well, I think people should be aware that there is a change in the time of the start of the Town Council meeting this week. At 6:30, the meeting will open, and then shortly thereafter, the council president will ask for a vote to go into executive session. So the council is going to go into an executive session for about an hour until 7:30 to discuss some matters that, regarding land acquisitions and such that come before them from time to time. Mm-hmm. And then they'll come into regular session at 7:30, start right in with you as you just indicated, with a presentation by the Barnstable County Commissioners. The Commissioners have been doing this for the past few years, and this year there are two new members to the Barnstable County Commissioners, and that's Sheila Lyons from Wellfleet and Mary Pat Flynn from Falmouth, and they'll be there to do a couple of things. One, to introduce themselves, and so in case there's any dialogue with people, the councils want to ask some questions about stuff. But secondly, to talk about the budget challenges they're facing. What things may need to be cut, and to try to give some indication of what services Barnstable receives from the county.
As we move further into the agenda for the Town Council, we come back to something we've visited before, which is the McCowan-Katuitt Trust. They're looking for a conservation restriction. And could you tell us a little bit about the conservation restriction, a little bit about the uniqueness of their situation?
Well, they're trying to take what would be a buildable lot out of being built upon, and there's something called the Little Red Barn that exists on that folks like down in that area. The town council balked at this, or I should say maybe raised some objections because they're interested in public access, and because it is waterfront property. Mm. So I think what we're going to see in the debate this time is, has that issue been addressed? How has it been addressed? And then the members will decide, how they want to vote on that.
And then moving further on, the next is an appropriation for parking reinforcement expenses. That is to purchase some automobiles, and that's kind of interesting because they're taking a van off the road and bringing in these smart cars. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
To your regular listeners, this may seem a little like deja vu, because this has been on the agenda for 3 weeks. We have not been able to have for a variety of reasons, haven't been able to have the public hearing. But as you indicate, yes, they want to use the Bismarck parking fund to purchase 2 smart cars to try to save on gasoline use and still provide the parking enforcement that's going to be necessary down in that area. They're hoping with the new meter system that's going in that there'll be an additional $220,000 raised.
The next item has been removed from the agenda. That's a community preservation appropriation. Could you tell us about that?
Yes, there was some debate on that 2 weeks ago because the $12,000 that was appropriated is to update the housing plan for the town and the housing production plan for the town that's submitted to the Housing and Community Development Department up in Boston. Members of the council seem to be saying, gee, we appropriate quite a bit of money for administrative costs. Isn't this more appropriate to come out of that? And apparently the committee seems to have agreed because this item, I understand, will be withdrawn.
The acceptance of gifts for Sandy Neck for a cottage that the town owns out there. Could you tell us a little bit of background of that?
It's called the Halfway House. It's used for educational purposes and a research facility. And various community groups have helped fix it up. It's habitable for these summertime visitors like that. And the idea is that people want to make donations. So in order to do that, you have to set up a separate gift account, and that's what they're attempting to do this through community services.
Certainly a unique place out on Sandy Neck.
A beautiful spot.
So, Tom, you recently had the pleasure of traveling up to the Mass Municipal Association's annual convention up at the State House, and the governor spoke. Could you tell us a little bit about your experience going up there and things that you've taken from those meetings?
Few town councils were able to attend, and John Clem and I went up, and the first session that they had on Friday, Doris Kearns Goodwin spoke, and she's an historian who wrote Team of Rivals, which President Obama has referenced, and others, about Lincoln winning the nomination and how he then, back in 1860, and then how he pulled his rivals into his cabinet. And she spoke about leadership and related the leadership challenges of today with the leadership that was demonstrated by Lincoln. Very inspirational. I think she really had a very strong tone that municipal leaders responded very positively to. She was followed by the governor, who was trying to provide leadership on the whole, issue of declining revenues while still having, services, and he had to deliver some tough news to local leaders, and that they were cutting $128 million out of this year's local aid budget. We've been anticipating that.
Could you inform us a little bit about what Bay Bridge is and why you were there?
Bay Bridge is a clubhouse located on Main Street for folks with mental illness, and they work in our community, live in our community. This also gives them a chance to seek employment, to seek companionship. They have a meals program there, very active in terms of helping individuals with who might have episodic instances with mental illness, function in the community, be an integral part of the community. And we've gotten money in the past, the town has given money for things like the Clean Team, where you'll see them on Main Street cleaning up Main Street, been very active in that, and it's helped get some jobs for folks. And it's been a very, I think, successful nonprofit, and one that we've supported over the years.
Tom, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Well, in this week's e-news that John puts out, there will be a little note about the Municipal Advocate, which is a quarterly publication by the Mass Municipal Association, which sponsored the conference that we were just having a discussion about. This edition is devoted to savings and efficiency, and this issue has an article entitled "A Civil Union: How a Town Government and Schools Consolidated Functions with Benefits for Both." And John submitted this article. It talks about a very innovative proposal where they sat down, merged the school finance and human resources functions, and how that's provided trust between the schools and the towns. And to be featured in a statewide publication like this, where other town managers and local officials will be looking at, was quite an honor for the town.
Meanwhile, as far as the meeting schedule is concerned, the Hyannis Main Street Waterfront Historic District Commission meets tonight in the School Administration Basement Conference Room starting at 7 o'clock.
Also, the Charter Commission will meet tonight at 7 o'clock in the Selectmen's Conference Room.
If you'd like to catch an early glimpse of their work thus far, the first draft of their charter, crafted by their consultants, is available on demand at the town's website. That's town.barnstable.ma.us.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Len Gobeil.
We'll see you right back here tomorrow. I'm Kevin Friel.